They've been trying to sabotage lately on certain things, man. I mean, I got the spirits too going against the nigga and shit, you know. A certain amount of spirits. We got the thugs right here, though. Alright, so man. Peace, I appreciate it. Oh, man, how you been, bro? I keep talking about you, man. You another one of the special ones. I don't know if you put down all the other things and you know what I mean, like fuck it, let me just go ahead and be my super hateful self. You know? Think about that, man, because I got some ideas and plans that I already know we can get it in. It's like nothing but happiness from man on out. You know what I'm saying? It just depends, you know. It's always working. But you know, I have to portray a certain point because you know they be attacking the nigga and shit, but they know what's going down. See the real ones, man. But yeah, I'm jumping in here, man. I'm talking about what was we building about? Appreciate it, God. Peace to the God. I'm trying to think what we was talking about. I got my thugs over here. They over here trying to be patient on the non-one shit. I know I was about to build on some land. Oh yeah, man, kidney filtration. Yeah, kidney filtration. Pardon self. A lot of people's about to start building about the kidney filtration now. You know, it took about 6-7 years almost for people to start catching up on this. You know, that goes hand in hand. That's the spiritual thing. Dr. Robert Morse, you know, I take the good, the bad with the ugly, with everything. Robert Morse is doing this part for his people, man, and I love it. You know, and one day we'll probably sit back and chill. You know, because he's one of those individuals that actually went out and did the work. He put it in the work. He's one of those, like, you know, he don't shy away from the herb, or he don't shy away from you know, the psychedelics and shit like that, the natural ones, you know. And even he did some other things too. But being a real person like that, now when you're dealing with individuals who's really in for the money though, like, and I never really got anything from Dr. Sadie. I did the knowledge to him, and I know he was real when he was first getting put on the scene back in the late 90s and shit like that, mid to late 90s. And so, you know, but it just didn't really click to me. I like to see an older man that was dark, you know, talking about herbs and stuff like that. But it wasn't saying, like, you know, come back to, you know, the nature and do these things. He wanted to come to his village and we make money. It was all about this money stuff. Dr. Robert Morris was like, yo, you want to get optimum health? You get your kidneys moving, P. You get them to move in that stagnant lymph. This right there, that's what's going to make your skin get clear. This is what's going to keep you youthful, like you're aging backwards, all this kind of shit. You be smooth as hell. And the odors, whatever in the hell, it's not even going to affect it. You ain't going to have no type of odor and shit. Your bacteria is going to be working really good due to the fact that your lymph is moving. Now, we hearing people like, you know, talking about how, you know, talking about this now. Certain people that know of me, but they won't say nothing. You know? They'll speak little things and I hear it, you know, every now and again. But we're over here showing it, G. You know what I mean? And we had individuals with us that were showing it too. You know, eating a certain way and working out, you know. It depends. It don't matter really what you put in your system. If you got them, it does matter, but your body will heal though. There's a lot of people who do eat swine and, you know, a lot of meat and shit, but they still, you know, have a good, you know, digestive system. Or a decent digestive system to make their ass at least live to, you know, a certain age. But you can actually increase that. And if it's not about really increasing your physical age, but you want to feel good and cultivate the happiness, man. The main thing is the happiness, and that's all in your gut. If you always full of shit, you're going to be just a mean, sad motherfucker and shit. Always just like got something to complain about. This right here is just like, yo, the kidney situation, that's the key to where you can, once you keep that filtering, the guts get them moving, you get the breathing clear, you're sweating now, you know, you got your big ass organ, you just put it to work yourself. You see your big ass organ get to, you know, eliminating toxins on its own, but when it's stagnant, you harbor odor and shit, you know what I'm saying? Not just from no clothes, the clothes is different, but your body odor, your bacteria won't be able to eat it because you got all these damn parasites up in you and shit, man. You want to be able to be, the odor was fresh funk, like a mother will be like, man, I love that shit, like a girl or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You smell like herbs and salads and shit, and onions, and that you're supposed to smell like. This is from the herbs. And those are silica-based foods too. So, yeah, I gotta watch my back. And so, you know, as far as like, you know, I was going to add on about the semen retention, but the FRUITARIAN moving lymph, people actually putting in whole commercials and not even giving up the fact, not even showing how to move the lymph, and just saying these big ass words, saying like how to, you know, that your kidneys are your main shit that you got to keep filtering, or it won't say stagnant like this, like how we saying. This is simple. Stagnant lymph, boom, it forms a damn tumor. Boom, these motherfucking doctors want to cut your tumor out. Now, your lymph is just your little sewer system to have a lymph node to dump the actual collection of the sewage that is collected on this little route. So when that is not there, it's just going to continue to dump, and it'll form a hard ass another tumor type shit because you don't have a lymph node. So we're trying to avoid all that shit because people want to get you to buy, like, you know, buy this, buy that. And I understand with buying shit, you know what I'm saying? But these little things is easily corrected on your own. Like, you can actually just be like, you know what, let me go on a FRUITARIan diet for about a month or 4 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that, or just eat, you know, greens and stuff. A lot of people who eat meat, it's going to be hard because your guts is used to having something heavy on it. So you got to replace it with, like, you know, pasta or something like that. But those who like, it's cool, you can go right to it, and you know what I'm saying, you got no problem. Jump right to the fruit, man. You know, the fruit and whatever else you can use to curb your appetite and shit. A lot of people speaks against a lot of the things, but hey, I'm real over this one. I use a caffeine pill. That's cool. You can use a caffeine berry until we find out ways to create in our own laboratory. I can use certain things because my body ain't all full of a lot of shit, so it can filter it out. This is hence keep your kidneys filtering. That's where the health is at. That's the key to health. So that's why I shout out Dr. Robert Morris, because he's a real one. And he know how to link it with the spirit too. And he putting in this work. You can tell when the motherfuckers like funny and they trying to get that money and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he do get this little money, and I recommend people to go to him too. But at the same time, you know, when I was younger, I came up with concoctions of all kind of herbs because I loved those things, and I knew that they was going to be something that I'd study in the future. It's like really showing how to drink the tea, and you know, as being as a person so-called in shape. You know what I mean? It took different stages in my life to get to this point, because a lot of people would jump in and just claim they know shit, and they'd just be but I already went through certain experiences, so I can just be like, yo, yeah, I drank tea for a long time, you know, every day. Like, I knew the science of drinking the tea and how much to drink it to make your mood feel good and to make your body glow, your aura glow, you know, especially when you fasting through the day, you know, and eating fruit, ginger and shit like that. So yeah, man, so I'm gonna be showing that again, you know, as far as like how to, you know, just keeping that up. I didn't really have to have tea right now, but when I'm in a more relaxed state, tea is actually good for the lymph node system and your spirituality, your spiritual nature. I'm over here chest naked, man, so I gotta make sure I'm covered up and shit. I got mothers over here, they can't move away. Alright, so anyhow, man, so now we see a lot of, you know, people, they're gonna start talking about this because it's really important. It's like really the key. So without them giving a shout out to Dr. Robert Morse, because he was the main one, and I'm giving him his flowers right now. He was the main one. Dr. Sabi never said nothing about the kidneys and eating fruit at a very high level. Robert Morse did. Why? Because he's one of those type of spirits that, like, yo, he came and really studied. Like I say, when you around certain white folks, man, they really want the truth. They may not pull it all the way out all the way, but they'll do their best to be like, oh, this is nature, this is how we're supposed to be. They gonna be nature all the way that they can without, you know, without having a family or people go against them and shit. Because, you know, they fighting against shit too, they spiritual too. You know what I'm saying? So but that's why I say the ones who are actually adding on to the cipher and revealing shit, information, which is food too, food for the mind and the brain and the thoughts and shit like that. I love those individuals. That's how we're going to have this great Abyssinia again. You know, and we'll all be able to raise each other's vibration. That's really what we're supposed to do. Okay, somebody over there. They can't come over here, so that's good. I'm separated by the water unless you really want to walk your ass over here. That'd be kind of messed up. But yeah, so you're gonna hear it now. So I heard certain people trying to talk about it. To know how to move it though, that's the key. It's really about sweating. You're gonna hear that now later. It's really about sweating, jumping rope. When you jump rope, that's probably the best exercise you can possibly do. You ain't even gotta run no damn way. You can just jump rope all day. You're moving lymph by jumping up and down. which is moving this, you're moving all shaking up all of this shit. You're putting your body in this rhythm, like this, like how they got this new surgery they're trying to do with sound, frequency, vibration. Well, you already doing it through just jumping rope. You're putting your body in the rhythm. So when you change that shit up, like boom, 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 double jump. There's so many different type of jumps. One jump, one legged, two legs, heel toe, whatever. You making a rhythm with your own body. Like when you changing up the vibration, when you say like, oh, it makes another shape. Yeah, that's what you're doing when you jumping rope. It makes other shapes within your divine construct. Make sure I ain't nothing in my hand in here, man. Yeah, so that's what you're doing. You're creating these shapes. And that's breaking up the lymph. And hence you losing weight and shit. Candida is not sitting up on you no more. You're not holding water that much, which is a good thing because jumping rope is like one of the most ancient forms of making sure that you can keep your kidneys filtered. But a lot of bodybuilders and shit don't talk about that. You know, bodybuilders, they just really set on like, you know, the drugs that you can use to get swole instead of a long-term keeping your kidneys right. A lot of you know, kidney failure comes when you're dealing with bodybuilding and shit. You know, if you're taking all these subs and plus antibody steroids and whatever sterol or whatever they got and shit, your kidneys will be backed up so much. You look good, but you're gonna be backed up so much. Your back is gonna be hurting so bad you don't even know what the hell's going on. You get nauseous. Next thing you know, your kidney is about to fail. Now when you got kidney failure, you be like, God damn, man, what the hell? Why did I do that for? Well, now you're addicted to the dopamine that you produce when you working out now, that these products are producing. You know, it's kind of like a drug still. So, man, it's very important, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can gauge yourself upon cycling and different things, if you do these things, you know, no matter, you know, you can keep your kidneys working. It can use these things to its benefit if your kidneys is filtered. We're going to show how to filter the kidneys and what it looks like. And show you that they should have been showed you this too. But now that you don't see it in the videos and the commercials and shit, they ain't going to show you how to filter them and what it looks like when it's filtered after the process and how long it takes. It bounces around your mood, man. If your kidneys ain't filtered too, you're not going to be happy. If you got a gut full of food, a big, large intestine, you got to shit all the time, you're not going to be happy and clear thoughts. You're not going to be able to manifest. You're not going to be able to listen to where you got to move to quickly. You may be able to do it under dire situations, but when you're like really just, you know, when you're just like, okay, I don't feel like going through this, you want to be able to see clearly on making a decision. And a man's supposed to make a decision. That's what he's good at. You know, that's why a woman don't like, you know, men that can't make decisions. Even though we got stuck into certain positions, allowing them to make a decision of some sort. But really, they're just like children of us too. You'll know that when we get up in the semen retention or in the celibacy. You'll know that they do everything around there and shit. Grab their ass, grab their booty. Mother seen me at the gym today, man. I mean, this mother happened to look around and seen like 9, 10 females around the NAGA and shit. You know what I mean? They doing all kind of shit, acting like little girls and shit, grabbing, rubbing their booty, trying to see if they can get that glance of me in the mirror looking at their ass. I know who to ask to look at and give them a glance to be like, you know, it ain't all about hitting it, but they be wanting to nick though. I'm like, man, I'm in nature. I just want to take a sniff. You know, you're a female and shit. This is natural. But anyway, though, back to moving the lymph. You know, but all in this, you know, you'll be able to appreciate all that shit. You know, this is a woman in existence. You know, and sex in general and shit. Because you can actually use sex as a weapon when you have semen retention, dude, or celibacy. Because most likely, the ones who are doing it are the ones who need the healing the most. And so they can attract, you know, a lot of predators as they heal. Different kind of predators, covert predators, motherfucking passive aggressive predators, you know, all kind of shit, you know. And but you become the bait and the catch at those times. But you're like, you're at the point you're starting to shine. They looking at you, they want to catch you, but they don't realize that Most High is using it as the bait to be like, catch you, motherfucker. Because really, that's what the Most High do. Use your energy to bait these individuals in. You have to, it's like a life of doing that. Once you realize that's what you've been doing the whole time, it's like a life of doing that. It's like, to catch a predator, I use the supernatural way and shit. You know what I mean? Because you know, semen retention also makes you, you know, appear more innocent, more naive, and I could get this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that you was grown and 2 times grown and you've been through some shit, but you know, naturally, the universe just knows how to camouflage you like a chameleon and shit in certain situations. That's how it is. But yeah, we want to keep that kidney moving, them kidneys filtration moving, man. Let me look over here and make sure I don't do shit, man. I'm gonna make sure I do what it do. Yeah, he definitely talks heavy. Peace. Yo, and oh man. And I seen one of the subbies, I call his family and shit. She ended up getting an interview with him. I was happy about that. I was like, damn. You know, and he's one of the ones I like. Because everybody, like I say, knowledge is the foundation. So, you know, knowledge born equality. We all can deal with knowledge, you know. And we have something to add to the cipher, which is some type of truth that we can bring to the cipher. I don't care what nationality he is. If you're able to touch and to get inspired by a higher spiritual, you know, that same being, because you want to be connected to your ancestors, and sometimes, yeah, beings will try to help you and shit, but not on a level where, you know, you be worshiping these motherfuckers. But you connected on a spiritual level and to the ethers, I fucks with people like that, you know? And he's one of them, for sure. And that'll show some type of unity, but I had to show it through a working out way. And then, of course, you're going to have false ones come in and, you know, try to do the whole juicing thing and go to the extreme because they got cluster B personality disorder on a histrionic level, histrionic narcissistic level, where they have to go to the extreme of juicing and doing the watermelon shit after just hearing like, oh, damn, watermelon got citrulline in it, and then just try to run with it like it's their lane, and it's really not. You know what I'm saying? It'll drive you crazy. You're gonna do something that ain't really yours and shit. And just stick to inspiring the motherfucker, so we just add on to the cipher of what you doing and shit, basically. That's why I say to individuals, you know what I mean? Just don't jump into everybody's lane and shit. You know, it's not right. But you'll learn. People will learn. You know, if you get inspired to do something in that lane for you to benefit and not for monetary gains, it's different, man. You know what I'm saying? Or not even monetary. This could be egoic gains as well. Them people, you know, you'll quickly see it won't even last. They'll just fall. They'll fall victim to sabotaging their own self. You'll see them do shit to themselves that they probably wish they never did and shouldn't even have did. Shit. All because they done got into, especially a divine lane, when you had your time for however many years to talk about, you know, fruits and shit like that. You know, a mother want to wait 15-something years and then want to say, yeah, the fruit, after certain things happen to you and shit. Even though, you know, you inspire people to eat certain ways, you know, yeah. It's like with any false heaven and shit, any false god, to even get up off of the earth plane, you have to redeem yourself with all your motherfucking people. And if you got millions of subscribers and you just leading them a certain way and they kind of looking to you as a leader and you're leading them down mukbangs and say, I'm about to this healthy, I can eat this and I can do this, and not realizing that when you get older that you're way more responsible for your health than you were when you was 13 and 20 years old and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, yeah, you gotta redeem yourself. You know? And then you gotta put up with people talking shit about you. Because they you know, shit, they put up with you talking shit about them. That's just how that is, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's our lane. It's what we got going on and shit, you know what I mean? We kings for sure, kings of self, masters of self, you know what I mean? We sitting with bowls of fruit and shit. Women, wisdom, see us with the fruit. They're like, what kind of guys, what kind of men is them? I mean, women of all nationalities and shit. They be like, damn, you know, how it is. You ain't got to be sitting there having a mukbang eating a damn big ass gyro. I understand how that is thick, but we can make gyro out of wheat liquor. And shit, niggas can eat wheat. That don't let that fool you. Niggas been eating wheat for a long ass time, man. We've been eating wheat for a long time, nigga. We know how to separate the wheat from the tare. Nigga, we the home of the Wheaties, nigga. We had the Wheaties. Wheaties is us. You ain't even gotta eat shit through the day. You eat a bowl of Wheaties, nigga, you probably ain't gotta eat nothing solid for like the next day and shit, man. Cause that's got that much fucking fiber and carbohydrates in it. Like, you can only eat. Cause you know, niggas love to have fun. They want to spend time having fun. But we became so drugged out that we spent all our creative time being drugged out and doped out and looking onto the shits and scrolling and shit. But we used to be really creative, working out, putting together shit, being, you know, writing songs, sitting in the room, maybe a couple of you sit in the room and write a song together and shit, making the beats and shit like that. You know, I do those things. Those are certain temples, but I'm just saying we all as a whole got away from that. You know, that's what I'm saying. I got on to it's all dealing with kidney filtration. You know. It is, because the kidney filtration is key to being able to cultivate your happiness. People are going to start talking about it because they know it's right. Now they got to add in the working out too. And then especially the ones that's holier than thou, you're going to have to add in that semen retention, that celibacy shit too. You got to add that in too, since you holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? And for the ones who doing the workout and shit, that's cool. Y'all can do the fruit thing, and you may not be the one. You know, that might not be your lane to talk shit in the spirit world. You know, you just want to be cool and that's your level. That's cool. We ain't got no problem with that. But the motherfuckers coming in with the syringe style, like, yeah, and you got to move the kidney filtration. Get your kidney filtered. Oh, okay. So you got to work out too, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you got to eat high amounts of fruit, G. High amounts of berries and shit. Yeah, we know the fucking shit's fucked up in the world. We know that you can't get no berries that's right and exact unless you got some land and shit. How many niggas you know got land besides you? Yeah, you can make money and profit off your land and selling motherfucking berries and shit like that from a motherfucker, but right now you probably won't be able to do that because this season you gotta be truthful. Most I ain't gonna be having all that bullshit. The health this season is gonna be different. It's only gonna be the truthful, the righteous ones that's gonna be selling the righteous food. The ones who they gonna want the food to be wrapped up by the righteous ones to be sent to them. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna care about, oh, you got the land, you can send me the berries, you can send me the dragon fruit, but you don't even have, you're looking at it as a monetary gain. You can get to a point where you can make your land so damn fertile that you make the only thing you need to buy for your land is shit to make it better, basically. You know what I mean? Because what you're gonna do, you can travel the world, but it's gonna have to be a big ass entourage event because you're a king once again. You can't just, right now I know I'm doing it, but you know, really we're gonna get to a level where we're kings, see. So you gotta build your kingdom. You can't just be a king and traveling in another motherfucker's kingdom. Like, let me try your shit out. It's serious. So we're setting the tone and shit. So yeah, for the holier than thous, you know what I'm saying, get the message out for semen retention in the year to go. You know what I mean? That's my Chinese sign. You know what I mean? I'm the ram or the lamb or the goat. That's what everyone they switch it to. But that's my sign though. You know what I'm saying? I got the earth element too. Yeah, and a Virgo on, you know, in the tropical astrology. Leo in Vedic astrology. 6 placements in Virgo in tropic. So that means six places in Leo in Vedic. That just to give you my quantum insignia, just to let you see who you're talking to. You know what I mean? Who you dealing with, motherfucker. That means that it's strategically put there for a reason. Right? It means that Vedically I have to have enough pride to even go through a lot of shit. Talk about heartache. That's dealing with the Venus. You know what I mean? That's Leo and Venus. Whatever sign you have in Venus, I have Leo and Venus. Just to give you understanding and shit. I have Leo and Venus in Vedic, but in tropic I have Virgo, a Venus in Virgo. So that means that tropically where I'm at right now, shit, yeah, I look at love like how Virgo does, you know, practical and shit. In the heavens, you know, my spirit game, a lot of people are attracted to your spirit, they'll be attracted to your higher self, which is your Vedic astrology. Because these motherfuckers came and tried to separate our shit so that we won't know which way to go upon transition. That's why we had the nodes anyways, you know what I'm saying? So we got light bodybuilding over here too, man. You know, they should have got into this, different heavens and all of these different things. You know, you'll be clear because you can hear the thoughts. This is the reason why you want to keep this clear. It's more than just feeling good, you know, walking around and shit and looking good and you getting all the chicks or getting your ego stroked by people who think you can memorize things and shit like that. It's more than that. We're in a position where we have to get the land and we have the light body facilities. You know what I'm saying? And we're not here on no coat shit because as far as like us taming our sexuality and our sexual nature, that just shows individually that we're here just to know and understand our own stuff, to become a master in our own being, to live in our own divinity. That's how you can link up virtually with other individuals. But until then, they put money or they have their God, the government ordinance department that they worship and get things done with. You know, I understand you got to get shit, you know what I'm saying? But if you can minimize your shit, you dealing with the light body, most I made me do it. I mean, even though I know I'm the type of rich spirit I am, and I'm not like really too on, I already know. You know what I'm saying? I know the energy that I carry and shit. And then sharing it. And it's gonna be shared and you're gonna tap into your own too. So you don't have that big eye little you and worshiping another motherfucker. We ain't into that, you know? But yeah, people want you to order their shit, say, yo, but order mine and we get your kidneys going this way. Yeah, I can get a whole concoction of some raw herbs and boom, 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 and make this myself and be like, look, this is a kidney filtration herb concoction I done made up. I will do that in the future. But I will bless you. It'll definitely work instead of you just like trying to get the money for the shit. But I also to do it yourself, so that you can be inspired, because we're all infinite answers basically. We're all infinite. So it's like you may see something that I don't see. So if I show you the base and the blueprint, you might concoct some shit by using certain other shit. Like I put the shiitake mushroom with a reishi mushroom with that oxygen, and I put that up in there with a little bit of pardiarco and astragalus. Oh, yeah, G. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I put more than just a little pinch. I had to put whatever you might come up with some shit. Then you share your teas and your lymphatic, movement serum or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Doug, Swift, I hear you, baby. But she must be over there like, yeah, that's right. Only one and shit. So, that's what I want to encourage you. Do it yourself shit. Like, that's basically like kind of eliminating the middleman shit. Yeah, I'm going to have shit you can order too. But at the same time, it's like, yo, we're going to have they shit. We're going to be basically trading. It's going to be so much infinite. As long as we got the blueprint, it's going to be infinite creations and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to try the guy so-and-so. He got a cold ass. I'm going to rep the guy shit because he got some shoes that I'm aware that I fucks with, even though I wear my own shoes, but I fuck with him. Me just wearing his shoes, it shows that I fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shit like that. We on that. We don't give a fuck about getting on historically on the camera no more, man. We're building the damn light body community and shit. People turning the gym into a sexual gratification type place. I understand you want to go to the gym and look good and shit. And, I'm gonna have the gym. It's gonna be the purple light night and all that shit. But you're gonna be at a state where you can appreciate another's body. You won't have to lust for the ass too tough no more. Or you can tell whose ass is lust worthy, because you can look at a body and be like, damn, that's a good physique. You won't have no lustful desires for that motherfucker and shit. And it can be a woman. This is a chick in the gym right now. I have some motherfucking fat. Pads is fatter than everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's a workout. You can see me looking off into the distance, like imagining in this shit. It's this is like a beach ball about ass and shit. And she know it too. And she's like, sure as shit. She like, so me and her actually nod because she works out, and I'm just, and she'll do little things. I don't have to say much. I got her to get her traps up, or I said something and I gave her props on her traps. I know she's paying attention and shit. Little stuff like that. But you got people who got natural asses. They ain't even gotta go to the gym. Man, them girls are something else, boy. Their attitude is a little bit different. It's not as insecure. But that's another story though. But you'll be the head of the shit, man. You know what I mean? Said Dr. Morris, oh man, that's so dope, man. I appreciate hearing that. I'm over here going away. But Dr. Morris, man, yep, so we'll get in. Probably have a cool little whoop, man. I know he got some old stories. He's a player too. That's why I like his ass. He's a player too. He's like conscious too, like different kinds of life as you're living consciously. It's not like you're just like this one, like I'm in the book and I'm reading this. Like nigga, I done did the book. It's like that. And he like that. You know what I'm saying? So that I fucks with him. We could do some type of bridge and work it out, unity. You know what I'm saying? One of these days, and that to like kind of bridge the gap. That was like one of the things too. So if y'all ever chop it up with him, say, man, you want this niggas on crazy. I know I be talking shit a lot, but I seen him open up a little bit more too. And he opens up more black folk a little bit more, But yeah, man, shout out to Dr. Robert Morris, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear a lot of things going on with Dr. Sabi, his children, his family and shit. People getting arrested again more. It's like, damn, man, man, transition with money in his hand, not gonna either. That's crazy, we got stores, stores up though, it costs money to have stores. You can't just mail shit out to people no more. Now you can have a place where people can come and visit and sit back and things going on, man. It's just like, yo, instead of just like encouraging more like, see, I did it, now you can do it. Look what I did. I took this herb and I did this. He says it, but it's like to encourage you to do your own. Like, look, I got my own homestead. I'm doing this, and guess what inspired me? Dr. Xavier inspired me to have my own. But instead of you just using the spirit, like, nigga, I'm just gonna have my own shit. Type of inspiration. He didn't say get your own, but I'm looking at him to be like, yeah, I'm gonna get my own shit. You know how niggas do this shit. I see yours and I'm gonna do it better, nigga. I see you there, nigga. But yeah, no, this is what we're on right now as far as like with self, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to have to sell a lot of things, but I am going to sell some things that I know is going to be worth, you know, the buck, you know, and I know it's going to go. And, you know, it's all a part of the evolution so everybody can see, you know, the evolution of how shit is, basically, of, you know, just evolving like, damn, good time. You had a little office, and so they can see, you know what I'm saying? Spirit is growing, you know, and it's just a matter of time, of course, for that external. You know what I mean? So, plus we're always talking about little things as far as like, you know, strengthening your sexual organ. You know what I mean? Also, you know, if you still having sex and shit, make sure you don't leak nothing out. Talk about that as well. You know, that's really true. They should be talking about that too, because that's important. You know, if you're doing celibacy, nobody's ever told us to do that. Kegel and also all other exercises. I have to do that like for members only and shit. I know motherfucker will record it and pull it out, but I have to do it members only and kind of like really break that shit down. The suspensory ligament, the certain stretches, how to, you know, because it shit work within like 2 or 3 days. Your divine eye is very strong. I got onto that because I'm gonna do a specific videos on that. But it's very strong. You can hold weight on that shit. That motherfucker can hold 20-some pounds. I know mine held 20 pounds before. But you have to get it to a point where it's like, where you're used to working it out and you're used to looking at it. That's what it is, as far as like twisting it and check, because it's a muscle. And then with any muscle, after you work it out and all that shit, what you gotta do? You gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? You gotta feed yourself. And that's how that shit gets to doing what it do. The width gets extra. You add on all kind of shit. You know, it's just like a muscle, man. It grows and it goes back to the regular size, and it has muscle memory, things of that nature. So that's for those who want to get their sex game down pat, like you said. You know what I mean? Cause that's a part of life. People think that it's just like, you know, just go into the girl and you just hit and that's it. And she has so many compartments. You don't even have to hit. You know, you can actually have oral. She has so many external compartments. She don't even have to go cheat on you, nothing like that. Because now she's respecting your strength and discipline. You got something a little bit higher up on her shit. Then you can tell her about lymphatic. Like, yo, and also, baby, you know, I got my kidneys filtering and shit. Want me to show you, baby? Well, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna have a video. Well, the video is gonna be coming out soon. As far as the short, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more often. So I see mothers kind of trying to catch up a little bit. And these is for the intermediates too, and the beginners. Show you what happens when you do, how you filter your kids. Like when you piss into a bottle and like, boom, this is what you want to see. It's when you if you're not used to filtering, you have to eat some like fruits or oranges or grapes or something to get your shit moving. Then you'll notice it like on your next date to do it again. Boom. If you're not backed up that much. If you backed up a lot, then you're gonna have to go an extreme, you know, extreme grape fast, at least a 7-day fast. I did that, and once I did it, I mean, everything changed in my whole life. Everything changed. My weight changed, my face came. I seen little cheeks and shit. I had little round cheeks before and shit. You know what I'm saying? But everything started changing up a little bit. Everything that was blocked started moving. So. Kidney filtration is a must. It's very important. And so now you go see people talking about it. So we're going to kind of focus a little bit more on how to move the lymph, make sure it don't become stagnant. You know, you got to sweat a lot. You know, not a lot, but sweat enough. Sweat every day. Shit, get in the sun. Even if it's cold, get in the sun. Look directly in the sunlight. That shit goes right to your kidneys, your eyes and all that, and boom, it hits up to your kidneys. Ain't that something? If your adrenal glands is fucked up on your kidneys, then you're going to be fucked up. That's where your adrenals, that's where that failure come in at, overstimulation. So we got to be really careful on what we're using and what, as far as everyday life and shit, you know. So yeah, man, that's it. That's pretty much what it is. People gonna talk about that kidney filtration. We got to just look for the video of what it looks like when you do, and this is what you're going to be so happy when you do, you know what I mean? Because you're going to kind of keep up with your own self and shit. Now you're going to know cleanness. You're going to know your cleanliness. You're going to know, oh, I ate this, and I did this, because your body produces this thread of mucus. Out your divine eye, you wouldn't even know it, because you're just sitting there pissing on the tree. You wouldn't know that it has this mucus at the bottom that is lymph. That is very important for you to know that, oh, my kidneys is working. Yeah, and then that keeps you you know, active, keep you wanting to do shit. Kidney failure, you pretty much done almost. It's almost like heart failure. Kidney failure, oh man, hey, you know, them damn bodybuilders know, but do they give a fuck? They narcissistic and they sociopathic, psychopathic, man, so they don't care. They gonna do whatever and shit, you know. They like the attention, you know what I mean, especially if they're histrionic and shit. Yeah, man, so we're touching on all these things. This is all spiritual too. Divine eye health is a spiritual thing. You know, keeping your divine eye in shape, you can, I mean, like, it'll be like, take a before and after picture. You can reach with any size you want to reach, width-wise, even in length. You know, maybe not, you're not pulling out 5 inches or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, depending on your suspensory ligament, the placement of it. You know, different cultures and different people have different placements in their suspensory ligament. Some people are just showers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grower and a shower at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same difference. It's just, I'm a grower and a shower. You know? So I'm a grower and not a shower. Some people like that because the suspensory ligament gets loose and it's warmed up because you're doing stretchings. This is at the base of your divine eye, so you stretch it and it begins to get more lengthy and lengthy, and so boom, your divine eye fills up with more blood and shit, you know what I'm saying? And to make sure that it does that, you get them Kegels going on. And I'm talking about like 300 to 500 of them a day, where it's like, because you're going to be higher up in your spiritual games, you're going to get attacked in the spirit world, the dream world, all that. So it's best to do this anyways. And then if you're having sex and you don't want to bust one and shit, you definitely want to do these because you're going to be able to, because if you're having sex with a woman and she might sabotage you, and you gotta hold up. She's like, what you mean hold up? Oh, I told you to hold up. I didn't know. Stop moving, man. No. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you would want her to like, don't stop. She'll stop like, what? Bitch, I told you don't stop. You know? See how stupid shit is, man? So just go ahead and skip the middle, man, and just make their ass come and shit, because they multi-orgasmic when it comes to this. You know what I mean? You can work on focus on making them have orgasms if you're still having sex. You know, they got the clit, they got the C spot, they got even the G spot on the inside. Don't just go in there and go, yeah. She over here like, you know what you're doing there? Because I don't know, type shit. You know what I mean? No, now you're skilled. This is your video game. You know, you give her an orgasm, you done went to the next board, type shit. You do that externally on it. Figure out the 10 to 2 spot on the clit and all that. You know? And that's when you find out. That's the most sensitive spot. That's the spot you work on. You don't care about nothing else. You ain't gotta, she ain't a man, you ain't gotta lick nothing, no labias and none of that shit. The blood gonna fill up in that naturally. It's gonna be sensitive. You can just hit that bitch like, she gonna be like, ah! You ain't got none of that shit. Don't leave no holes and none of that shit, man. You don't want to. Fuck. Birds. Yeah, that's real sexual education and shit. Make sure she come 3D01. Don't even bust. You know, don't even bust. That's a part of kidney filtration. That's a part. Look at the thugs over here. Yeah, they over here like, yeah. Hey, something else. Something else. I'll let you like put on the screen. Scene right here, one. Back in the game. So yeah, that right there, I do 20s. It's good to know this shit for 20s at least. We really gonna know this in the team. Back. And it's good to know this now. Instead of learning going when you get older, you be like 50, like, yeah, she likes to swirl when you swirl. I should have figured that out when I was 19. You know how many inches I would have. Most high blessing out there. Shit, I wasn't even supposed to have sex, but you know, everything started happens. You know, you showed me. I remember debating the catch. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all is like that vibe with me a little bit. Y'all feel y'all little miss. You know, don't like to toot your own horn like that too tough. Like, yeah, I'm dangerous though. So yeah, man, I'm getting ready to hop up off here though, but yeah, the kidney filtration, keep your skin nice and smooth, man. Get some jump rope, man. Get about 5 minutes of that. I guarantee you, man, you're gonna be off the chain. I don't care if you're gaining weight or whatever, man. It's gonna make you feel better, and you're gonna want to piss. You're gonna feel good. Man. You're gonna think about the kidney. You're gonna think about the lymph coming out, like, and I needed that out. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's better out than in. The more stagnant is, the more pains and aches you have, the more pimples you have. It's cool to have pimples at times, and you know, we could dry, what they call that shit, water bumps and shit like that. They may not be herpes, but they'll say it like that, you know what I'm saying, to try to scare you. Which is your body just produces these things to get the shit about you. Like little proteins that just want to sit inside you that give you, they're like parasites. They give you these depressive thoughts and shit. So when you do eat these fruits and stuff like that, and you have a reaction like a fever later on, like a flu reaction or some type of you know, outbreak or herpes outbreak, whatever you want to call it, that's because your body, that fruit then found what your body's been hiding or has been hiding in your body and just came out and got that motherfucker and pushed it about you, and that's the outcome. So it's cool to have that. If it ain't lasting over 3 or 4 days, then you know what I'm saying, it's good to have it, because it happens. I'm talking about as far as like a fever and shit. You know, as far as like the outbreak for the breakouts and, you know, water bumps and shit like that, or you know, whatever your outbreaks they have, it's all a part of a protein that you have inside your body that's been passed down genetically. There's nothing to really even be embarrassed on. But yeah, at the same time, it's embarrassment if you're hitting motherfucking blunts and shit after motherfuckers who naturally just like, nigga, you got 3 of them motherfuckers up there, man. I mean, and they all motherfucking look like little, like less barbecue motherfucking oxtails and shit, like little softballs on them. Like, we don't want that shit, man. We all go through it, so it's like, damn, can we just not do that? You know what I'm saying? Passing shit around. You know, but then it's at the same time, you get him like, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and get the immunity to this too. You got 3 softballs in your lip? Ah, fuck. What you been doing, man? Shit, nah, but you ain't gotta do all that. Don't put yourself through that hell. You ain't got to. You know what I mean? So anyhow, I don't, man. About to get ready to wrap it on up. Move around. I think I'm gonna give me some more some herb. You know, the weed, the marijuana. People talk bad about the herb. We already been smoking herb. We already been, you know what I'm saying? Herb is a fruit anyways, and we had tobacco. We cured tobacco. We know what we was doing. We was already sophisticated with our shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So they can't tell us what we can and can't do. That's just what it is, you know what I mean? It's all about your happiness and cultivating your happiness. And to do that, you gotta keep your lymphatic system moving so it won't be stagnant, harboring all those little parasites, those little demons and shit that's in you, that's giving you them foul thoughts and be in your gut and all that shit. You got a lymphatic system everywhere. They just now found it in the brain and shit too. So you know they fucking with you. And that's where all these little bitty ass, microscopic, hideous looking ass creatures that you may see in your dreams and shit, these motherfuckers they little in your body, you can't see them, but in your dreams, them motherfuckers is huge. That's what you're facing, motherfucker. That's why I'm like, nigga, you see me, nigga? Ah! Gonna eat your motherfucking orange. You know what I'm saying? You know, say, fuck y'all, motherfuckers, man. Get your ass out of me and shit, man. You must be crazy and harbor you and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, you know, it's important. So now you're gonna hear about that. But we already ahead of it, so we're gonna move. I love y'all. I'm gonna hop up off of here. Got a little habit stuff, man. Move around. Y'all find that feather, man. Don't be afraid to wear your feather, man. Shit. People be talking so much about the natives and shit. Like, nigga, I ain't even see you with the feather on yet. You know, we've been rocking feathers and the hats and shit. Like, nigga, they can't take that feather from us, yo. Nigga, smooth, nigga. Feathers fly in this bitch. We always been that way and shit, nigga. Niggas always been that way, motherfucker. So, right, you see that feather on the ground, you know, pick it up. Because, shit, I seen a feather on the ground, dirty cells. After a while, I started walking past the dirty feathers. I was like, when I walk past a dirty $100 bill, the next thing you know, I seen a dirty $10 bill. I was like, oh, man, that mother had blood and guts and everything on that motherfucker. It was just a brand new crispy one, though. I had to find something to scoop that bitch up like CSI, man. And so, when I do see them, I just, you know, always do this anyways. I harvest them somewhere and put them on the bag and then see however long they last, you know, because that's the spiritual thing. However long they last, and they fall off the bat, they fall off the bat. But I got the good ones. I rock my good ones. And I'm ready to, you know, be doing what it do. Okay, that's the spirit. It's lasting and shit. Like, hurry up, nigga, I'm gonna get in the water right here. Because don't nobody come outside. And it's sunny like this, and this is me and this bitch. So I got my thighs on, y'all my workout channel. So I'm doing my legs. My legs, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I walk over there, you know, my man's on, the chicks get to walking over, but the men get to walking over. So it's whoever I attract first. And I'm not trying to attract nobody. I'm just electromagnetic, so it's gonna happen. It's not like I'm a big ass blueprint Negro ass dude and shit out here. I'm still one of them little conscious ass skinny motherfuckers. I ain't that much. You know what I'm saying? Fruitarian, vegan, seeming naive, but I'm just really calm, collected, and we don't wanna, you know, we don't wanna start shit. They say don't start nothing, won't be nothing. I'm that type of nigga. Alright, I love y'all. Thanks for standing up in here for right now. And I'll be with you in the next one. Time for the cash, man.